today. From Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. It's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos versus Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from Denver. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a six-time Pro Bowler now in his 9th NFL season. It's Russell Wilson.
It was fun getting ready for this game, wasn't it? Because normally we talk to the coaches and the players. I think you and I asked to talk to the trainer to see how his arm is going to be.
A lot of ice after last week.
After last week's game, boy, what a performance that was. And you know who else is having fun? Receivers, because they get a chance to do what they do best, which is go out and catch the ball.
Yeah, and that last week effort, he threw for well over 400 yards. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Now Wilson on first down. Got a man. It's the rookie Jerry Jeudy.
Wilson's pass complete.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2.
Brings up third down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Oh, and now he pulls throws him over. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
By Melvin.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. He's got the first down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So first and goal now from the 7-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the FC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
The ball carrier.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Play action. It's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Wilson. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
At the 46-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Taken down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
I know a lot of Denver fans were really excited about the possibilities for Courtland Sutton now that Drew Lock is entrenched as their starting quarterback. Remember, last season, the last 5 games with Lock as the guy in charge, the team went 4-1. I think they'll only get better and better. As for the season, Courtland Sutton had 1,112 yards and 6 touchdowns with 3 different quarterbacks. Just put the ball in his vicinity, and he'll make a play.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
For the Bronco field goal, a 35-yard attempt.
And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
Broncos 10, Dolphins nothing.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
So Miami coming out for their second drive, and a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
A gain of 26.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this is caught by Williams. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Complete to number 17.
An 11-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
No, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field.
The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down.
Brought down back.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. And they give this time to the tailback. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
33. He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Broncos 10, Dolphins 7.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
The Broncos' new signee for 2020, Sam Martin, former Lion, on to punt. As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30.
Looking to pass to it. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught at the 20. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Tackle made at the
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And the Dolphins are going to have it 1st and goal as they'll take this down to about the 3.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. That's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his...
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks for the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Sanders on for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Taken at the 15, a short kick. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
47-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
The ball carrier.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, first-time Pro Bowler. He was the intended target. And it's 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Wilson, and that is incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass. We'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him.
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact.
Look at to a hit, and the ball is out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown.
Touchdown, Broncos.
And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now this will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Miami set to take over. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
On the pickup.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win, and the defense is coming through.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
The ball carrier.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the punt, return of 4, and the Broncos take over, first down and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They defeated the Patriots last week, now looking to make it 2 in a row here as they come up first and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Carried by number 30.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Good.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Byron Jones.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my man, we simply couldn't move him off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
That one a first down pickup of 8. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Wilson now off the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Christian Wilkins. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side.
And he's going to go down again. Emmanuel Ogbah able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball.
You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. This is caught, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
Nice catch there by the rookie out of Alabama, Jerry Jeudy, and I am fired up to see the chemistry develop between he and Drew Lock, their quarterback, And in addition, Cortland Sutton, their Pro Bowl wide receiver from last year. This might be the best pair of receivers the Broncos have had since Demaryius Bebe Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. This should be fun for Bronco fans to watch.
That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
It's a nice second effort we just saw there. Saw him trying to get to the end zone, but a lot of times near the goal line, that second effort can lead to disaster. Make sure you hold on to the football because there's going to be guys swarming when you're carrying it.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. From the gun, Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos push further out in front. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Now McManus for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 20.
Miami set to take over. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well, inside the 25. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And he's going to look that one in one-handed. What a catch for the touchdown.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Sanders now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He was brought down at the 28.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you on out to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start out west at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And it's the Jets who have the lead in the second quarter. Victor Bolden with a touchdown run. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. 28-13, the final score. Lastly, we head to the Gulf Coast and check on the Bucs at home in Tampa. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. The Buccaneers trying to hold on and claim victory. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Now, we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
I think it's okay that they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
A gain of 4.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
At the 41-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Mostert. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, right at the 40. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That one complete to Hill. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
One more time with Mostert. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll run with Mostert. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
It's 4th and...
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. Tua going to run the sneak. Try to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Bronco defense comes up big. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He like fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. On the return is Bowden.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Intercepted.
That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Emmanuel Ogbah brought him down. 4 yards on the pickup.
From the 24, Wilson.
The 24-yard line.
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. To throw again is Wilson. He's got Burton here. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Wilson will throw again. This one into the hands of Burton. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now.
27, Dolphins 23.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
At their own 25-yard line.
Miami set to take over. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now a pass is taken in by Hill. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Mostert. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Raheem Mostert.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 33.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. Tua going to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now Mostert. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. K'Wan Williams, the one that got him down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Second and 5 at the 16.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Draymond Jones in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
5 yards. And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long. That's the end.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are going to jump back in front. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the 4th quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the 4th quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
And he's got it up and through. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a dump off here complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Connecting with Burton here over the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, Wilson sets up the screen to Gordon. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up...
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
The pass. A fumble on the play.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
It's a gain.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
16 yards, a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Good gain there on first down. That keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
They're not in any rush offensively. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Hey, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the Broncos 29.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. If you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 13-yard line.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. It's the fullback with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, well, man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Wilson. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And no, it's incomplete. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Tackle made by K'Wan Short. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start. But now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball. Getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Mostert, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And he knocks it through. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert.
Jason Sanders to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded inside the 5. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson underneath to the tight end Burton. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Dolphins, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Denver, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.